Hi guys, I'm Lauren and this is the story you're reading. For the longest time, I was unsure if I should share this with you guys. You see, there's a tragedy involved in my story that is too close to my heart. Just talking or writing about it still upsets me a lot. But over time, I got the courage to share my experiences and tell you how I saw my mother-in-law, Jessica, get her karma. To start off, I must tell you what went wrong in my life. I had the perfect marriage and the perfect life, but God had other plans for me. After spending 8 years with my husband, Liam, he tragically passed away after a fatal accident. Words can't express how broken I was and how much I still miss him. He was the best man I have ever met, and I'm honored to have been his wife. Liam's passing had left me and his family in a broken condition. None of us expected him to pass away so soon. His parents, Jessica and Nathan, were equally heartbroken by what happened. Even though Liam was not in contact with his mom anymore, I knew that she was grieving her son. My husband had cut off his mom for good after she repeatedly tried to control and manipulate him. She downright exploited him by constantly opening credit cards in his name and spending the money on herself. Her poor treatment of me was also a cherry on top. After repeated fights, Liam finally decided to cut off his mom for good. We were still in contact with Nathan because he was actually a good father and father-in-law. After the accident, I was in a pretty bad emotional state. We had recently purchased a house and were planning to expand our family. The grief I felt was too much to handle, so I reached out to my in-laws for support. Nathan and other members of the family came through and helped me a lot. So when he asked to move in with me, I agreed. He had said, "I know you and Jessica don't have a good relationship, but I'm begging you to look past that. She's a grieving mom who couldn't get her closure. She just wants to stay here for a bit to feel what's left." I understand that, Nathan. I'm having a hard time myself. I used Liam's life insurance money to pay off the house he had put in so much effort to find us the perfect place. I didn't have the heart to leave this place. I think you guys will find some peace staying here for a while. I'm so glad you understand, Lauren. Liam was lucky to have you in his life. I'll make sure Jessica behaves and doesn't give you trouble. Hopefully, this will help us come together as a family. Nathan had high hopes for all of us, but all would be in vain. Soon after they moved in, we both realized that Jessica wanted much more than closure and peace. From the very first day she moved in, she demanded to stay in the master bedroom. "Why the hell do I have to stay in the guest room? This is my son's house. Now that he's gone, this is my house. I should not be in the guest room." "No, Jessica. This house has been left to me. Liam and I stayed in the master bedroom for 2 years. I won't be letting it go because of your crazy demands. You will do what I say. I know you used my son's life insurance money to buy this house. This house is completely my son's, and I am entitled to it. I'm also entitled to whatever money is left with you after this house purchase. What the hell is wrong with you? Jessica, leave Lauren alone. You are not entitled to anything. Our son willed everything to Lauren, and not you. You will take what you were given and stop being so greedy." It was easier said than done for Jessica. She was adamant that everything I had now belonged to her. She kept ignoring the fact that her own son wanted nothing to do with her. To be honest, as the months passed, I was getting extremely frustrated with Jessica. She was a constant problem and kept bullying me about the house and money. Nathan intervened as he could, but he often had to leave for work trips, leaving me alone with Jessica. Things were getting really out of hand until there was a glimmer of hope. Nathan ended up inheriting a house from a deceased sister. He had planned to take Jessica to the new house and leave me in peace. But Jessica was determined to kick me out of my house and take all my money as well. She refused to talk about moving or redecorating the new house. she was hell-bent on taking what is mine. However, Nathan was also determined to make the move and asked me to redecorate the house, since I am an interior designer. I worked with Nathan tirelessly to make their new house as comfortable as possible. Despite everything, I wanted Nathan and Jessica to have a good life, but Jessica was a tough nut to crack. She didn't change one bit. It became even clearer to me when I accidentally saw her taking a credit card from my purse. She didn't notice that I was watching, and I didn't tell her. It was only later that day when we talked. Jessica had gone out for hours and returned with huge bags of designer stuff. My eyes shot to the sky just thinking about how much everything would have cost. I calmly looked at her and said, "You've done quite a bit of shopping, Jessica. Looks like you've gone all out today." "Of course I have, Lauren. I've been eyeing these things for a while now, and finally I was able to purchase it. I must say it is one of the wisest decisions I made." "I see, but I wonder where you got so much money. Is Nathan treating you with gifts?" "No, I simply used your credit card to make the purchases. My son has left you too much money. It would be a waste if you don't deserve so much money anyway, plus it should have been mine since I am his mother. So I took matters into my own hands and decided to use your credit card." I laughed a little when Jessica said that. She seemed nonchalant and without any remorse. She didn't even feel bad buying useless things with her dead son's money. Yes, she was that vile and uncaring. What she didn't realize was the fact that she had taken a different card with her. The credit card she used didn't belong to me at all. It actually belonged to my father-in-law, Nathan. I wonder how she ended up in this situation. Well, Nathan had given me his card to purchase some stuff for their house. Like I said, I was actually in charge of their interior decoration, so he wanted me to make some purchases for their upholstery. When Jessica had gone to take my card, she had taken Nathan's card, because I kept my card in my closet and not in my purse. Jessica had no idea what she had just done. I smiled and looked at her to say, "Jessica, I think you're under some kind of misconception. I don't really think you used my card to purchase anything." "What does that mean, Lauren? I have your credit card right here. You can actually take it back since I'm done with my purchases for now. I will need it back once I decide to make more purchases. I don't think I'm comfortable taking back a card that doesn't belong to me, Jessica. I suggest you return it to the original owner." "What nonsense is this, Lauren? Just take your card back. I have hit the maximum spending limit on it anyway. I have no reason to keep it now." Jessica was still delusional about everything. So I quickly took out my purse and pulled out my real credit card that I had taken out of the closet that morning. I held up the card to show her as proof and said, "As you can see, this is my credit card, Jessica. And my bank statements will show you that there are no pending charges on it since it hasn't been used." "That is impossible. I took this credit card out of your damn purse. I know it's yours. If it wasn't yours, whose credit card is it? This is very suspicious." "Actually, I know whose credit card you took out of my purse, Jessica, but I will let you figure it out yourself. After all, you did try to steal my money and have no remorse for it. I don't feel like helping you out anymore." Jessica huffed and put the card back in her purse. She went to her room with her brand new stuff. I kept smiling at her the entire time, but I did feel a little sad. Not for her, though. I was feeling sad for the owner of the card. Speaking of which, I got a call from Nathan, who sounded very agitated and downright pissed. He said, "Lauren, there have been multiple transactions on my credit card at different luxury stores. Did you make those purchases? I have a bill of $50,000 on my credit card. What's going on? Did you do this?" "No, Nathan, it wasn't me. I didn't use your card at all, let alone spend so much money. I was going to use it today to make some purchases, but unfortunately, Someone else took that card last night. I thought you knew about this. I have no idea what you're talking about, Lauren. I didn't tell anyone to take my card from you. If someone really took the card from your purse, it was theft. Who is this person, Lauren? I really need to know. I simply can't afford to have $50,000 due on my card. Nathan sounded really desperate since it did involve a lot of money. He wasn't a poor man, but he simply couldn't afford to lose so much money, especially with the recent house purchase. I again felt really bad for him, but knew that there was a way for him to get the money back, and it would involve Jessica getting some karma for her actions. So I gathered my voice and said, this may come as a shock to you, Nathan, but it was Jessica who took your card. I saw her look through my purse for your card last night. You know she doesn't talk to me as much, so I didn't ask. I thought you had asked her to take your card back. No. I did nothing of that sort. I didn't tell your damn mother-in-law to take my card. Oh God, this is just insane. This is downright unbelievable. Jessica knows that I don't have that kind of money lying around. I understand that, Nathan. She didn't mean to use your card. She thought that she'd taken my card. She came home with bags of luxury goods and told me that she used my card to pay for everything. I told her that it wasn't my card, but I didn't tell her that it was yours. I think you should call up the stores and ask for the billing name, just to be sure. Nathan thanked me for telling him everything and said that he would check what happened. I knew that it was going to take a while. I was giddy knowing that Jessica had a few more moments to admire her treasures before the storm hit her hard. I could actually hear her cheerfully singing and whistling in her room. She even came downstairs to make herself some coffee and smirked at me in the kitchen as I was sipping my own. But her cheerful demeanor would soon change. She looked a little surprised to see Nathan call. She put him on the loudspeaker since she was making her coffee and cheerfully said hello. She was not prepared for the angry voice that greeted her on the other end. What the hell have you been up to, Jessica? You sound very cheerful. Well, I did some shopping today, so I'm in a good mood. Why do you sound mad, Nathan? What's going on? I will ask this once, Jessica, and I expect a straight answer. Don't freaking mess around with me. Why did you just spend $50,000 on my card? Nathan was so angry that Jessica was too scared to form comprehensive sentences. She said in a weak and shaken voice, "What are you saying, Nathan? I didn't use your card for anything. I swear, I didn't do anything. This has been a misunderstanding. I really meant to use Lauren's credit card. I swear to you, Nathan." So you're telling me that you intentionally took Lauren's card and went to town shopping your heart out? You tried to steal from our daughter-in-law and ended up taking my card instead. Yes, I swear. I didn't mean to take your credit card, Nathan. You have to believe me. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't know. Jessica was now in full panic mode. She hadn't planned to reveal to Nathan how she had managed to buy so many things despite not having a job. Yes, she can be clever, but not that clever. After all, she had acted on impulse and hadn't thought her plan through. That's why she was caught in this situation. Nathan was not having it with Jessica. He yelled at her, saying, "What makes you think that makes the situation any better? You tried to steal our daughter-in-law's card, which is something equally horrible. I told you multiple times that her money is not yours. Why don't you just listen to me for once, Nathan? I'm so sorry. I really didn't mean to put us in trouble. Lauren has a lot of money that she doesn't need. I really thought it wouldn't be a big deal. Had I known it was your card, I wouldn't have done this. Damn right, Jessica, you never should have done this. Do you even know how much money $50,000 is? You will land us in debt. I can't believe I married such a greedy and disgusting woman like you." Oh, really, Jessica? So how did you end up buying all the stuff you just told me about? Whose money did you use? Well, I thought I just actually used Lauren's card to make those purchases. I swear I wouldn't take your card, Nathan. I don't even know how your card ended up with Lauren. Lauren had my card because I freaking gave it to her. She was supposed to use it to get furnishings for our new house. I don't think that will happen anymore. We don't have any money left after I get rid of these credit card bills. What have you done, you stupid woman? Jessica started to cry when Nathan kept yelling at her. She finally realized what a messed up thing she had done. Although it wasn't intentional, she would have landed in this place anyway. Even if she had taken my card, I would have pressed charges against her, and we would have come back to this place. Jessica, however, seemed oblivious to this fact. She immediately turned on me and said, "This is all your fault, Lauren. You should have just given me my son's money when I asked for it. Because of you, we are in deep trouble now. Don't you dare try to blame Lauren. I can't believe you're still asking for your dead son's money. Have you no shame, Jessica? I don't think I can even look at you after this. You have ruined us." No, Nathan, listen to me. I will go and return everything. I will try to do as much as possible to get the charges reversed. I will do everything necessary. Damn right you will, Jessica. I want the charges on my credit card gone as soon as possible. Don't you dare harass Lauren about this, or God help me, Jessica. Nathan hung up on Jessica while she cried some more. She ran to her room and frantically gathered up her new stuff. I guess she was going to return everything that she had bought. Good for her, but I doubted it would help her in the long run. When she was leaving, I was sitting in the living room watching the drama. She gave me a nasty look and I said, "Ah, there you are, my dear mother-in-law, going to return your stuff back to where it belongs. You witch. This is not the end. Don't you dare think that things will end here. Oh no, this is just the beginning, Jessica, the beginning of your end. Now you better hurry and return everything before Nathan calls again. Trust me, you don't want to upset your husband anymore." Jessica again gave me a nasty look while she hurried out to return her items. She didn't talk to me when she returned. She looked pretty worn out and embarrassed. Returning expensive stuff to luxury brands can be a bit humiliating for people like us who can't exactly afford to buy them like peanuts. I decided to leave her be and enjoy my peace for a few days till my father-in-law returned. Thankfully, Jessica stayed away from me for the next few days, and that weekend Nathan came back home and went straight to the guest room. I had it ready for him since he had requested it the day before. I didn't tell Jessica because I really wanted to see her reaction. The face she made when Nathan ignored her and made his way towards the guest room was hilarious to me. She looked down in shame and started to have tears in her eyes. Nathan, Jessica, and I sat down after dinner to discuss a few things. It was Jessica who began the conversation. She said, "Nathan, why are you using the guest room? You should be with me. Are you still mad at me? I have returned all the stuff so that the charges are reversed. I made sure to correct my mistake." It wasn't a mistake when you stole someone's card intentionally, Jessica. Also, there is still a $5,000 charge on that card. Want to tell me about it? I'm so sorry, Nathan. I bought a few things for my friends and family. I cannot ask them to return everything. It would be humiliating. You should have thought about that when you stole someone's card, Jessica. I guess it is easy to be generous when the money is not yours. Don't worry. Give me the names and I will speak to them personally. Jessica looked stricken when Nathan said that. She hadn't expected that from Nathan. She looked really embarrassed and was wishing this would end soon. The amount of humiliation she would be facing was too much for her. She tried to plead with Nathan and said, "Nathan, think about me, please. Don't do this. It will destroy my reputation. I will be humiliated. So, my money means nothing to you, right? You really should have thought about everything before doing something so stupid. I know I made a mistake, Nathan, but please don't make me go through this humiliation. You need to get used to this, Jessica, because you will be facing some more humiliation when you tell them about your divorce. Jessica and I were both shocked to hear this. I didn't expect Nathan to spring this divorce on her like that. Jessica literally turned pale and started to cry in disbelief. Nathan looked glum but determined. Jessica, I have had enough of your horrible behavior over the years. You just got worse after Liam passed away. Your behavior has become even too much for me to handle. I don't see any way to save this marriage anymore, Jessica. I'm done. No, Nathan, please listen to me. I know I have problems. I promise I will get help for it. Please don't leave me. I still haven't gotten over Liam's passing, and now you're leaving too. Don't pull my dead son into this, Jessica. You were crazy and entitled even before he passed away. Hell, he didn't even want to speak to you when he was alive. I'm leaving you solely because of your actions. You should have dragged yourself to therapy like I begged you to years ago. Jessica kept crying and pleading with Nathan to take her back. I sat there awkwardly, not knowing what to do. I was also thinking about a few decisions that I had made in the past week. Nathan looked at me and understood what I was thinking. He said, Lauren, I'm so sorry for begging you to take us in. I really thought that Jessica was a grieving woman and just needed some closure. Now I see that all she could think about was Liam's money and property. It's okay, Nathan. I understood your position back then. I believe you needed the closure as well. I will move out soon, Lauren. This hopefully won't be your problem anymore. I need to make some amends with you too. I'm sorry for dragging you into our drama. Don't apologize, Nathan. You were family to me. I did make some decisions this week. You don't need to move out, Nathan. You can stay as long as you need. Meanwhile, I will be evicting Jessica. Jessica suddenly stopped crying and looked at me, eyes blazing. She was ready to claw my eyes out for suggesting she move out. Clearly, the woman was nuts. In a horrible voice, she said, You are going to evict me? You think you can just throw me out after you have grossly violated my boundaries and privacy? I don't see why I should house you. This is my son's house. You cannot kick me out. I will take you to court. I think you need to get your head checked, Jessica. This is my house now. Your son left everything to me intentionally. Go ahead and take me to court. Although I would suggest you keep that money for your divorce and eviction. Trust me, if you don't move out within this month, I will call the cops on you. Jessica looked a little scared when I mentioned the cops. It was true that she just couldn't afford to have multiple court cases on her back. She had no money to defend herself, and I doubt Nathan would be giving her much anyway. So instead of messing with me anymore, she decided to beg Nathan and try to change his mind. I let them solve their personal issues and retreated to my room. The days went by quickly, and it became apparent that Jessica was going to be a divorced woman. I had talked to Nathan, and he seemed adamant about the divorce. He had a lot of pent-up anger and frustration towards Jessica that needed to be expressed. He did try his best, and nothing good came out of it, so he took the highway and left. Jessica was in such a mess that she didn't try to get in my face again. Instead, she quietly spent her days in her room until the tow trucks came to take her stuff. She left a little before the eviction notice would expire. By then she knew that Nathan wouldn't take her back. Jessica and Nathan got divorced in 6 months. Nathan was desperate to get rid of her and cut her a fair deal in the divorce. Jessica didn't want to spend any more money on a lawyer and agreed to those terms. She knew that her days of comfort were over. She had moved in with her sister and gotten an entry-level job to support herself. She did get some alimony, but it wasn't enough for her upkeep. The worst blow was the fact that no one trusted her after she attempted to steal my money. Even her own family berated her for being so greedy and turned away from her. Only her sister helped her, but made it clear that she was still on her own due to her own greed and entitlement. Jessica lost all her family. As for me, I have finally come to peace with what happened. Nathan and I still meet up at times to grieve Liam at his grave. He is now living in the house that he had inherited. I won't say that things are perfect for him, but he is getting there. We are both recovering and have planned to cherish Liam's memories till the end of our lives. Jessica can now only pray that her son forgives her in the afterlife.